Good afternoon. The Armed Forces of the Philippines says Chinese Navy warships, including a high-tech surveillance vessel, kept watch at a distance, while Philippine and United States forces held their two-day joint drills in the West Philippine Sea. Manila and Washington carried out joint maritime exercises for the first time this year on Friday, January 17 and Saturday, January 18 of Palawan Province. The joint maritime exercises saw the participation of nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla says they monitored 5 vessels from the People's Liberation Army Navy during the joint patrols or maritime cooperative activity, including the Type 052B Luyang first-class destroyer, 2 Type 054A Jiang Kai second-class frigates, a Type 055 Renhai-class cruiser, and a Type 815 Dong Diao-class spy ship. According to Padilla, Chinese ships maintained a distance and did not directly interfere with the maritime cooperative activities. She says that they continuously monitored the movements of the Chinese ships to ensure the safety and security of the country's personnel and assets. Padilla adds that the Philippine forces maintained constant communication and coordination throughout the activity, ensuring a safe and professional environment. Padilla also says that the country adhered to international law and established protocols for maritime interactions. China's People's Liberation Army Southern Theater Command also claimed it held a maritime and air combat patrol in the South China Sea from Friday to Saturday, the same time during the Philippine-US exercises. For the two-day exercises, the Philippine Navy deployed the frigate BRP Antonio Luna and the patrol ship BRP Andres Bonifacio, while the Philippine Air Force dispatched 2 FA-50 light fighter aircraft and search and rescue assets. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy sent a P-8A Poseidon of Task Force 72 alongside the carrier strike group, which included the USS Carl Vinson, Taikon Deroga-class guided missile cruiser USS Princeton, and Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers USS Terret and USS William P. Lawrence, an MH-60 Seahawk helicopter, a V-22 Osprey helicopter, and 2 F-18 Hornet fighter jets. The two allies conducted a communications check exercise, Division Tactics Officer of the Watch Maneuver, photo exercise, and the similar aircraft combat training. United States President Donald Trump vows a new golden age as he took the oath for a historic second U.S. presidential term on Monday, January 20. In an often divisive address in the U.S. Capitol, the 47th president promised a blitz of orders, including the declaration of a national emergency on the Mexican border and a policy of only recognizing 2 genders. Trump also struck a nationalistic tone as he capped the most extraordinary comeback in U.S. political history, pledging to impose trade tariffs, rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America, and take back the Panama Canal, which has been controlled by the Central American country since 1999. Trump vows that the golden age of America begins, saying that he will put America first during every single day of his term as president of the country.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
The Republican president even appeared to suggest he was on a divine mission, saying that he was saved by God to make America great again after escaping an assassin's bullet at an election rally in July. While promising renewal, Trump harshly denounced what he said had been a betrayal of Americans by radical and corrupt establishment under outgoing President Joe Biden. Biden, who had earlier hosted Trump and his wife Melania at the White House for tea, watched stony-faced as his political nemesis read the last rites over his single term in office. Trump was surrounded by America's wealthy and powerful for the inauguration in the same building that his supporters attacked in January 2021 as they tried to overturn certification of his election loss to Biden. Trump is just the second president in U.S. history to return to power after being voted out after Grover Cleveland in 1893. He is also the first convicted felon to be president, related to paying a porn star hush money during his first presidential run. A traditional jeepney fare hike petition seeking a minimum charge of 15 pesos from the current 13 pesos is being reviewed by the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board. In a statement on Tuesday, January 21, the LTFRB says they acknowledge the petition of various transport groups and understands the challenges faced by drivers and operators due to rising fuel prices and increasing cost of living. According to LTFRB, there is a need to strike a balance between addressing the concerns of jeepney drivers and operators and protecting the welfare of commuters who will also be affected by the proposed fare increase. The LTFRB says they are reviewing the petition thoroughly and will consider all relevant factors, including fuel price trends, inflation rates, and overall economic impact on the riding public. The agency assures that public hearings and consultations would be conducted to ensure transparency and inclusivity in its decision-making process. Various transport groups have been calling for a fare hike, citing big fuel price increases, rising food costs, and high inflation rate of the country. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Red. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.